I chose to do the teacher training course at Sky because I looked at all the options available to me, and I weighed up the basically what was offered on each course, and the opportunity to come to India and learn where yoga comes from was something I felt that as I could do it, I should do. Also, the content of the course was very comprehensive and was what I was looking for. In this tradition, I think because we're as close to the source of the original teachings as possible, but also you're learning in an environment where yoga comes from, so I think that was also one of the factors that I considered. I learned so many things on the course, not just about the content of the course, which is very comprehensive, but also about myself. I think that for me, the experiential learning, so the opportunity to put things into practice, has been one of the main factors that I've found very useful. For me personally, because I'm training to be a counsellor, so for me the idea of linking mind, body, breath is a very interesting concept that I feel that I would like to take into my counselling practice as well. I've already had opportunities to do some breathing techniques, etc. with some of my clients. But also some of the things I've learned about myself personally have helped with my training as a counsellor. So finding out a bit more about myself, how I am in a group, a lot of self-awareness I think can come from this course if you approach it in a certain way. This particular tradition for me, I think because it fits with the whole concept of therapeutic yoga, and on a personal level, my mother, who is 89, I've seen the benefits that practicing in this tradition has brought her, and she's only been practicing for the last 3 years, so she's come to it very late in life. But also I can see that it can be used to help many people. It's not just that you have to go to a class and everyone has to conform to a certain kind of standard of what their body looks like or what they can do with their body. I really appreciate the individual approach of this tradition. I can't think of anything that wasn't enjoyable. The most enjoyable aspects in the training were, I think, as we've developed as a group, but also got to know some of the faculty quite well. I think as I said before, the experiential content of the course, so learning by experience and by doing, has been very beneficial for me. But also being exposed to things like Sanskrit and some of the ancient philosophy, some of the ancient texts, which I think is perhaps something that wouldn't be so prevalent in the UK, for example. I think the course is very well balanced between practical and theoretical. Every day there's a balance. You do some practical aspects, but also there's some theoretical aspects, and the practical side normally builds on the theoretical side, so they kind of complement each other. Again, most of the course has been challenging, but I think that's part of the growth, both as a yoga teacher, but also as a person. I think it's an essential component of the course. But what I've also found is there's always been support. So if I was struggling with something, for example, there was always someone I could speak to about that. So the teaching faculty for the course were very knowledgeable. They have a very great depth of knowledge. I always found that even if there were questions that maybe couldn't be answered at the time, the answers were always provided at some point in a timely way. Yeah, I was fortunate enough to be part of a really great group. Well, we came together a year and a half ago, and I think I will have friends now from this course for life. We have grown together, we've cried together, we've practiced together, and they're generally very supportive. So I think that they're a really important part of the course. The centre, the environment for the course is India, but kind of a bit once removed, because we have lots of tea, and we have flushing toilets and, and things that you might not find necessarily outside. But generally, the administration staff, the office, the training centre is as good as I would wish it to be. Yes, I would recommend it to other people. I think that you have to have a certain nature, maybe, to come to India for a period of time, possibly travelling on your own into the unknown. But as a course and as a training course, yes, I would recommend it, but not for the faint-hearted in some respects. So if you haven't travelled on your own before, you might think twice, maybe. To come with an open mind, to be prepared to work hard, to be prepared to be challenged, and to be prepared to be confronted with things that perhaps you weren't aware of about yourself. And in some respects, I think maybe be prepared for some changes in your life, because I think this may bring changes in people's lives. I don't regret for a moment coming here. If given the opportunity again, I would come again. I wouldn't have chosen another course in hindsight, and I hope to come back here again one day.